From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Wednesday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. Can't really tell much from this vantage point, but from this you can tell that it's cold outside as we're in the 20s up in the Cascades, teens for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, teens and 20s in the lower Columbia Basin, 20s for the Blue Foothills, single digits and teens in the Blue Mountains. So all of us have to bundle up for this morning. Probably need the ice scraper as well. Visibility still looking pretty good. Some models were indicating that we could see a little bit of fog in the lower Yakima Valley. Thus far, that has not panned out. Fingers crossed that will continue that good momentum. So here's the bottom line for the forecast. We'll be cold and bright for today, more clouds into tomorrow, but still pretty dry. But then late on Thursday into Friday, there's a low-end chance that we could see some low elevation snow, and then we'll have more dry and cold weather as we head into this weekend. But more on this point coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, an update on the man suspected of armed robbery and shooting at police officers in Pasco. We have what he's been charged with. And we have a look at what our local firefighters have been up to while being on standby for the California fires. That is just ahead. And also ahead, legal challenges to President Trump's executive orders are growing. 22 states, including Washington, are suing one of his executive actions. All the details on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Wednesday, January 22nd. Happy Hump Day. We're going to start your top stories off with a follow-up. Now, the man suspected of armed robbery and shooting at Pasco police officers has his first appearance in court. 37-year-old Jose Antonio Herrera appeared in Franklin County Superior Court yesterday afternoon. He's facing 2 charges of assault and 1 charge of robbery. His bail is set at $500,000. Now, to recap, authorities say a homeowner called for help after a man who was later identified as Herrera tried to steal his car at gunpoint on the 3700 block of Road 36. He then fired the gun towards him. Herrera took off and police began chasing him near the Tri-Cities airport. During the chase, officers say Herrera shot at them and they shot back, but after a short standoff with law enforcement and Tri-City SWAT, Herrera was arrested. They say no one was hurt and his next court date is scheduled for January 28th. Now, we received information last night that a suspect involved in child rape out of Kennewick is behind bars, and that's thanks to multiple agencies working together. Officials say when they believed 35-year-old Jose Luis Garnizo Guzman was leaving the state, they worked fast. They found him in Oregon. He tried to drive away, started a police chase, but the chase ended in a crash, and they took him into custody near Hines, Oregon. Teamwork across units within KPD, also the prosecutor's office, the FBI, the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office, Oregon State Police, and other supporting agencies all worked to catch him within just 24 hours from the time the incident was reported.
Well, we take any case like this very seriously, and a suspect who preys on children is going to get the deserved attention, which means that we're going to put all the resources we can to locating that individual as quickly as possible. And this case was no different. So we're very appreciative to those agencies that assisted and helped us capture him rapidly.
Jose was booked into jail and is now awaiting extradition back to Washington. Now, a structure fire broke out in Pendleton late yesterday morning. Pictures of the scene from the Pendleton Fire Ambulance Department are on your screen now. And firefighters say the fire broke out at a 2-story home on the 3200 block of Northeast Riverside Avenue, right near O'Brien Place. You can see all the smoke in the shots, and firefighters say everybody made it out safely, including pets. The cause is not yet known at this time. And speaking of fires, here's a little glimpse into what our local fire crews have been up to while assisting with the Palisades fire in California. The Southeast Washington Interagency Task Force, composed of fire crews from Pasco, Benton County Fire District 1, and Walla Walla, are still in California. They were sent on an 18-day mission, but they've been on standby just in case the fires pick up again. Now, while on standby, crews have been going through neighborhoods bordering the fire footprint and educating residents residents about fire safety. The education gives them an opportunity to minimize damage should a fire come through their neighborhood. Now, more winds are forecasted to hit the fire area today, so crews are ready to go and are set up in an area where they can respond quickly to any new fire starts. In continuing coverage, Yakima County first responders are one step closer to potentially funding a more than $30 million project for an updated public safety radio system. Police and firefighters are currently using 7 systems that have outdated equipment and gaps in coverage. There are more than 120 buildings where police officers can't get a hold of 911 dispatchers on their radios. County commissioners are agreeing to vote on an ordinance to put a proposed 0.2% sales tax on the ballot to fund a new system.
We ask a lot out of our first responders. They show up every single day, and frankly, they put their lives on the line. The least we can do as a county and as a community is to ensure that they have the best tools at their disposal, and communication is a vital tool.
The proposed sales tax would cost anyone making purchases within the county 20 cents for a $100 purchase. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, experts are calling it a once-in-a-generation type of winter storm for the South, with many people experiencing snow for the first time. We have the details in just a few minutes, but first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. Keep it here. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
I'm a real wild one. Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a 24 Bronco Sport 4x4 Wild Edition for just $299 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
Alice's birthday is coming up. We're in this comfy room in Triple Play Hotel so we can make plans without her hearing.
So we need a huge cake, a giant salad, and a good-sized mariachi band. Hold on a second. Does it seem a little dark in here for 2 p.m.?
Sorry, guys. Where I'm from, they didn't do birthdays. It's very exciting.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Okay, y'all, we got 10 orders coming in.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down. We were starting a business from the ground up. People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $1,300 off, plus a free thermostat on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Kick off the new year with a great deal from Overturf Kia. The new 2025 Kia Sportage gives you 3 great ways to save fuel. Available with a fuel-efficient gas engine, a gas-electric hybrid, or as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. A new 2025 Kia Sportage LX Hybrid with all-wheel drive starts at just $32,335. Plus, get 5.99% interest for 72 months. Overturf Kia in Kennewick.
Kraken Capitals, Thursday night hockey at 6:30, Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's take you on a temperature tour this morning as it is cold. We're at 17 degrees in Ellensburg, 17 for Cle Elum, 19 degrees in Vantage. Snoqualmie Pass actually the warmest at 23 degrees. In the Yakima Valley, teens and 20s right at 15 degrees in Yakima, right at 20 in Sela, 16 in Toppenish. And then in the Lower Columbia Basin, look at this. At the airport in Pasco, 16 degrees right now. Very cold stuff. So you'll definitely have to bundle up this morning and probably break out the ice scraper as well. The same thing in the Blue Foothills with low to mid 20s. We're down into the single digits and teens in the Blues, looking at 4 degrees in Meacham right now. Here's your day planner for lower elevations. By 7 this morning, I'm thinking most of us should be into the 20s, but we'll see about that at this rate. And then into the afternoon, getting up into the 30s. Plenty of sunshine. That has been the saving grace with these forecasts over the past few days. So yes, our highs will still be a few degrees, 3 to 5 degrees below average for this time of year, but standing in the sunshine, it's going to feel a little bit better. Now, our forecast, it does get a little bit more interesting as we head into Friday. We're going to have some small chances of snowfall in lower elevations. It doesn't look like it's going to be very much, and overall, our forecast is going to stay dry and cold over the next 7 days, but more on that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now, a once-in-a-generation winter storm in the far south is delighting some people who have never, ever seen snow before.
It's in the Gulf Coast states and the southeast. Now, most winter weather alerts are expiring or expired by now, but not without making history first.
Southern Louisiana has its first ever blizzard warning in history books after yesterday, and Florida likely has a new all-time statewide snowfall record.
Also, hundreds of flights at the Atlanta airport were canceled or delayed yesterday, and many were in town for the Ohio State and Notre Dame national championship game.
Also, parts of Georgia, Texas, Mississippi, and Alabama are covered in white also. And like humans, some animals seem to be experiencing snow for the first time. And Josh and I are both from the south, so did you see a lot of snow growing up, or neither of us saw a lot of snow?
Not a lot, but there were a couple events where, like Montgomery would get like 2 to 3 inches of snow, and for us that would be a huge deal, especially if it started to stick to the roadways.
And then people can't drive. It just freezes over in Texas, so it's just, you can't drive anywhere, no one can drive, so you better just stay home.
Yeah, we don't have snow plows, we don't have city workers that can like salt or sand the roadways, so don't hate on the South too much.
Yeah, but everyone just, doesn't go to work, and we enjoy the day and try to make the most of it, which is usually just a little bit of snow when it happens.
And that was before online learning, so there were none of these virtual days. You actually got the day off of school.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, legal challenges to President Trump's executive orders are growing. 22 states, including Washington, are suing his attempt to end birthright citizenship. With the details coming up in your political headlines.
February is American Heart Month. Join us in Going Red for Women Friday, February 7th at Desert Wind Winery in Prosser for a heart-healthy luncheon with guest speaker, Prosser Memorial Health cardiologist Dr. Karan Bhatti. Tickets are just $50 each and available online now at prosserhealth.foundation or by calling 509-786-6607. Event proceeds benefit the Prosser Memorial Health Foundation.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
You get in a car wreck and call the insurance company and get nowhere. Stop wasting your time. Just make one more call to 853-2222. They can't ignore my demand to pay you all the money you deserve.
Call 853-2222. At McCurley Chevrolet, the 2024 Silverado 1500 is built to dominate every job, every road, and every adventure. With legendary strength, advanced technology, and rugged capability, the Silverado does it all. Whether you're towing, hauling, or heading off the beaten path. Right now, get huge discounts on the 2024 Silverado 1500. Power, performance, and savings like you've never seen before. Don't wait. Visit McCurley Chevrolet today and take home the truck that works as hard as you do. McCurley Dealerships, your way home.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D-Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, D-Lynn's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
Apple Valley News Now and Schweitzer present the Stay and Ski Giveaway, where you could win 2 nights and 4 lift tickets to Schweitzer. Enter on the contest page at applevalleynewsnow.com. The Stay and Ski Giveaway from Schweitzer and Apple Valley News Now.
It's our How to Thrive in 25 Longevity Week.
A lot of breathing.
And he's one of our best friends, Andy Cohen, plus Morris Chestnut.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It continues to be a cold morning out there as we're in the 20s up in the Cascades, teens for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, teens in the lower Columbia Basin, 20s for the foothills, and we are in the single digits in teens up in the Blue Mountains. Very cold stuff out there. You need layers as you're headed out the front door. You'll probably need an ice scraper like an old credit card, something like that. A little bit later today, thankfully the sunshine is going to help us out a little bit, but still these highs below average for this time of the year as we're going to be in the 30s and 40s. And then for tonight, a few more clouds up in the sky, but in general, we're going to be mostly clear. Overnight lows down into the low to mid 20s. Winds starting to pick up out of the south and the blues ahead of a storm system that we'll have to deal with mainly for later in the day on Thursday. So throughout the day on Thursday, mostly dry, but then into the evening, that's when the action starts to pick up. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this into motion for tomorrow night as we could have some small snow chances that'll start to impact I-90 from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., eventually spreading into the lower Yakima Valley, the lower Columbia Basin, the Blue Foothills, and the Blue Mountains after 10 p.m. And this will continue into the wee hours of the morning on Friday. And just to reiterate, these are very small chances for snowfall. And to really underscore that point, here's what we're thinking from 10 p.m. on Thursday to 4 p.m. on Friday. This is an early snowfall forecast, so this is subject to change. But for now, we're expecting less than an inch of snow across the map for higher elevations and for lower elevations. So the cold air is going to be in place. That ingredient we can check off the list. It's going to be the moisture. There's just not going to be very much for the atmosphere to work with, as liquid water outputs for now looking like they're probably going to be less than 1/10 of an inch across the map. So cold air in place, moisture not so much. In fact, we're not going to have a lot of moisture at all over the next 7 days, so it's going to be a dry forecast, and it is going to be a cold forecast. Seasonal, if not a few degrees below average for the next 7 days. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. We will have a small chance of a snow shower for Friday, then brisk and dry after that. In Yakima, maybe a flurry or two on Friday, then sunny and cold for Saturday through Tuesday. In Ellensburg, the valley floor of the Kittitas Valley probably stays dry on Friday, and we'll keep it dry after that. In Hermiston, a little chance of a snow shower on Friday, then cold and dry for this weekend and beyond. Then for Walla Walla, maybe a snow shower or two on Friday, then we'll keep it cold and calm for Saturday through Tuesday.
Thank you, Josh. Now, in political news, legal challenges to President Trump's executive actions are growing. At least 22 states now, including Washington, suing to block his attempt to end birthright citizenship. And 2 police unions say they are deeply discouraged by the pardons given by both President Trump and former President Biden, issuing pardons to people who attacked, even killed members of law enforcement. Trump is defending his move to pardon defendants from the January 6th attack at the Capitol, saying they, quote, already served a long period of time. ABC's Perry Russum has more.
This morning, President Trump defending his pardons for the more than 1,500 defendants from the January 6th attack at the Capitol, including those who attacked officers.
These people have already served years in prison,
and they've served him viciously. It's a disgusting prison.
Some Republican lawmakers apparently caught off guard.
It was surprising to me that it was a blanket pardon.
Others supporting the move, citing a controversial pardon issued by former President Biden.
He gave a pardon to Leonard Peltier. Leonard Peltier killed 2 FBI agents.
This morning, Trump placing government diversity, equity, and inclusion workers on leave as he shuts down their offices and programs. On immigration, one of Trump's executive orders will face its first legal test tomorrow.
This is plainly illegal, plainly contrary to our Constitution.
A judge in Seattle will consider a temporary restraining order against Trump's directive ending birthright citizenship, a guarantee under the 14th Amendment declaring anyone born on U.S. soil an American citizen. In Washington, an Episcopal Church bishop echoing a letter released by its leadership Tuesday, criticizing Trump at the National Prayer Service for his stances on immigration and LGBTQ rights.
In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives.
And this morning, Trump calling the bishop a, quote, radical left hardline Trump hater, and he says her statements were inappropriate and that he wants an apology. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we're taking a break from looking at the best movies to last year's worst movies. That's coming up in your entertainment news.
Life is wild. There's work to be done, adventure around every corner, and a truck that handles it all. The new 2024 Ford F-150 Wild Edition. It's rugged, loaded with tech, and built to go wild. Get a wild deal on an F-150 today. Lease a 24 F-150 STX 4x4 Wild Edition for just $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
What are you up to, Alice?
Well, the nice mechanic asked me to check the pulleys.
Wow, I just realized you can see things we can't. I've always wondered what's in those small windows.
It's marketing.
So that's where they hide out.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
What does dino casting call mean?
That seems bad.
I'll get my resume ready.
At McCurley Subaru, your way home starts with the adventure-ready 2025 Subaru Forester with all-new styling from the ground up. Built for life in the Tri-Cities and wherever the road takes you, the Forester is perfect for everything, from quick trips to the farmer's market to weekend escapes into the mountains. Its all-wheel drive and generous ground clearance tackle every twist and turn, while the spacious interior has room for family, friends, and all your gear. Save on a new Subaru Forester today from McCurley Subaru.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Kraken, Capitals, Thursday night hockey at 6:30, Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment news, Hollywood Awards season usually highlights the best movies of the year, but not always.
That's right. Today we're looking at the worst movies of last year. David Daniel has the scoop in today's Hollywood Minute.
How about you, Arthur?
Do you still think you're a star?
Joker Folie à Deux leads the list of this year's nominations for the Razzie Awards, celebrating the cinematic duds of the past 12 months. The sequel scored 7 nominations, including Worst Picture and Worst Actor and Actress for Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga. Close behind, with 6 nominations apiece, are the other Worst Picture nominees: the video game adaptation Borderlands, the comic book flick Madam Web, Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis, and the biographical drama Reagan. The winners of the Golden Raspberry Awards are announced the day before the Oscars. This year, that's March 1st.
Sonic, you finally found your family.
Try to keep up. From flops to a franchise going full speed ahead. With Sonic the Hedgehog 3 still sizzling in theaters, Paramount has announced Sonic the Hedgehog 4 will arrive March 19th, 2027. The first 3 films have grossed more than $1 billion total worldwide, with the latest movie at $425 million and climbing, the biggest so far. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
You know, there's something about a movie being rated the worst movie ever that makes me really want to watch it and see why it's so bad.
There's kind of like an appeal to it. Like, you can go back in the day and like old, kind of like badly made B movies. Well,
exactly.
there's something called there's something called a Z movie. Those exist. It's like Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Goodness.
Have you ever heard of that one?
No.
That's a classic Z movie.
See, now I'm intrigued. Now I want to watch it. I will say, though, I liked Madam Web. I just feel like the end could have been more. Have you seen that one?
I have not.
That was in the list. Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6:30, we'll have more details on what our fire crews are up to. Keep it right here after this.
More epic than a stampede of beach stallions. More epic than a buttery tail whip. More epic than Emma keeping her mitts off the fresh muffins. It's the epic sell-off at Denver Mattress, and that means everything is on sale. Like the Summit Euro Top for only $379.99, and check out the Buena Vista Firm, now only $474.99. Get a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Or get 60 months no interest financing and free shipping. Shop the epic sell-off today, only at Denver Mattress.
When uncertainty falls upon your freedom, you need an unwavering champion. We're dedicated to not just tipping the scales in your favor, but also delivering an unwavering and relentless defense. With over 5 decades of experience, we'll fiercely defend your freedom and secure the most favorable outcome. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Here comes the 31st Annual Tri-City Sportsman Show, January 24th, 25th, and 26th at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Come see Masai, the famous African lion. Check out the hourly hunting and fishing seminars. Kids can fish at Lunker Lake. See the trophies of the Northwest Big Game Display. 2 buildings full of exhibitors, boats, RVs, pickups, ATVs, and more. It's the Tri-City Sportsman Show, January 24th through 26th in Pasco. Don't miss it.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters and every path leads to new possibilities. Get $5,250 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, current Chevy owners and lessees get an additional $1,000 cash allowance when you purchase. See your community Chevy dealers.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities. Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always. Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next-level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you guys for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, how are we doing on that jackpot? Has it risen to a measly $50?
It has risen to, hey, $50
can get a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
That's 50 Mexicans almost.
It's just, it's disappointing compared to what the jackpot was. We're going to get it back up.
$475, the last winner.
We're going to work to get it back up today.
That's if you keep getting it right, so.
Yes. So yes, $50. Every streak's got to begin with 2, right? So I've gotten 2 in a row because yesterday I went with the forecast high 38 degrees in Pasco. The actual high verified at 40, so that's why the jackpot went up to $50. So for today, the forecast high $39 in Pasco. If the actual high falls between 36 to 42 degrees, that means that the jackpot's going to go up to $75. But if my forecast goes bust, hey, all $50 could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleynewsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that is on your screen. All right, right now you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. Not seeing that much out there this morning other than traffic flowing along on Interstate 182. Temperatures in the teens and 20s up in the Cascades, teens up and down the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. We're in the teens in the lower Columbia Basin, 20s for the Blue Foothills, teens and single digits up in the Blue Mountains. Pretty cold stuff out there for this morning. Visibility looking pretty good across the map, but it's something that we're going to continue to track throughout the rest of this morning. Here's your CoCast for today for the Tri-Cities. I think you should know by now, I'm going with a heavy jacket all throughout the day, even though we will have sunshine. That has been the one saving grace from the forecast over the past few days. So plenty of sunshine for today. Highs a few degrees below average for this time of the year. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
In a follow-up, the city of Sunnyside said it was a difficult decision to not fund a community pool, and this came after the budget plan for 2025 was announced. But now the city says it's coming up with the game plan to fund it. One short-term fix that it's looking at is a utility tax increase. The city says that tax would be implemented in things like water, sewer, and garbage. The tax increase would create extra income to sustain the pool throughout the summer. But city manager Mike Gonzalez says he understands that no one likes to hear the word tax.
The community, I'm asking them to give us some grace in the meantime and give us some patience if we go with that option, so we can give the kids an opportunity, something to do this summer, because I hate the fact that the potential is still there, that the pool is closed.
The city says nothing is set in stone yet, and if the tax were to be considered, it would not be a permanent tax increase. He also tells us it takes about $400,000 to run the pool. Here's a little glimpse into what our local fire crews have been up to while assisting with the Palisades fire. The Southeast Washington Interagency Task Force, composed of fire crews from Pasco, BCFD1, and Walla Walla, are still in California. They were sent on an 18-day mission, but they've been on standby just in case the fires pick up again. Now, while on standby, crews have been going through neighborhoods bordering the fire footprint and educating residents about fire safety. This education gives them an opportunity to minimize damage should a fire come through their neighborhood. And more winds are forecasted to hit the area today, so crews are ready to go and set up in an area where they can quickly respond. Washington's Attorney General Nick Brown is planning to sue the Trump administration. This over the president's executive order seeking to end birthright citizenship. The AG's lawsuit comes just 24 hours after President Trump took office. Brown, who was sworn in last week, announced the litigation in a news conference yesterday. The 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution codified birthright citizenship in the year 1868.
This morning, the state of Washington, along with Oregon, Arizona, and Illinois, filed suit in the Western District of Washington against the President of the United States for his unconstitutional, un-American, and cruel action in his attempt to redefine what it means to be an American. The President's executive order claiming to end birthright citizenship in the United States is plainly and obviously illegal. Washington State will not abide by such harmful and unjust action.
Brown is no stranger to legal clashes with the Trump administration. As former Governor Jay Inslee's legal counsel in 2017, he helped draft the administration's opposition to the federal ban on travel from predominantly Muslim countries. More residents are living and working in Yakima's West Powerhouse Road corridor, which is leading to busier intersections during peak traffic hours. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us Yakima County is exploring potential long-term solutions.
Multiple agencies came together back in 2022 to study the West Powerhouse Road corridor, including asking residents to share their concerns about the area. Two potentially problematic intersections, where West Powerhouse Road meets Ackley Road and where it meets Natchez Heights Road.
There's a lot of right-of-way there, and we know there's congestion, and as well as just it's a difficult area to turn.
Especially since the area is growing.
A lot more people are living out there and accessing that point of access. So the county is well aware that it is going to become a problem in the near future, and so we need to start early to mitigate it.
One option, replacing those intersections with single-lane roundabouts. Commissioners authorizing county engineers to apply for a grant through the Yakima Valley Conference of Governments that could fund the preliminary engineering and right-of-way phases of the project.
And so this preliminary study, if we get the funding for it, will allow us to do conceptual designs and start that really beginning stage work so that we can then move forward to prioritizing that project for funding and then hopefully in the future construction.
Commissioners emphasize that the project is in the very early stages and that the public will have multiple opportunities to comment during the process. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, it's Operation Best Friend Day, best day of the week, and today we're introducing you to a cutie named Cleo. She's about 1.5 years old and a Border Collie mix, and we have more about her personality after the break.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
At US Cellular, you don't have to choose between a great deal on the phone you want and the phone plan that's right for you.
You can get both. 4 free phones of your choice and 4 lines for just $90.
Wow, kids, that's like us not having to choose between tickets to wrestling or that puppet musical.
We want a great phone and a great plan too, don't we, little guy?
Get both. 4 free phones of your choice plus 4 lines for $90. No trade-in needed. US Cellular, built for us.
Kick off the new year with a great deal from Overturf Kia. Check out the sporty, fuel-efficient, and fun-to-drive Kia K4. A new 2025 Kia K4 LXS starts at just $23,459. Plus, get 3.99% interest for 60 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge on Columbia Drive in Kennewick.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
Hey Raptors, we want to rent these 2 chairs for the winter. We're kind of out on being cold this year.
Glad you dig it here, but this really isn't a vacation rental sort of place.
We hear ya, but what if we put on Raptor suits and then suddenly there are 4 of us? Yeah, we'll be your nieces, Layla and Kinley. I'm Kinley, the Raptor, and I love burgers.
I love it!
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Not so sure we're gonna pull this off.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Kennewick. 1 weekend only, Benton County Fairgrounds. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age, featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground and a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. February 1st and 2nd, Benton County Fairgrounds. Tickets at DinosaurAdventure.com.
Weeknights.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm Austin Reed.
And I'm Wendy Redmond.
Apple Valley News Now at 5. Then,
I'm David Muir. I know you are.
the most watched network news in America.
Good evening from Washington tonight.
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir. Followed by a full hour of Apple Valley News Now at 6.
New at 6 tonight.
It's the news you need from the people you trust.
Emily Goodell reports from our...
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, and Stacey Lee weather.
And we're tracking an Arctic storm bringing in very blustering.
We're Apple Valley News Now on your side. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We're going to start off in Kittitas County. These highs getting up into the mid-30s. Plenty of sunshine for today. Light winds overall. And then in the Yakima Valley, some models earlier this morning were suggesting some fog developing in the lower Yakima Valley, but so far that has not panned out. Plenty of sunshine. I'm thinking across the valley a little bit later in the day, and then for the lower Columbia Basin, also mostly sunny skies. These highs getting up around 40 degrees, 40 for Hermiston, 39 for the Tri-Cities, maybe a little bit colder up into some of those portions of Franklin County. And then for the Blue Foothills, 30s and 40s, also lots of sun in the forecast, and then we'll be stuck in the 30s up in the Blue Mountains, but it's also going to be a pretty bright day there as well. Now let's talk about the big picture. You know, I always love to talk about the rainfall deficits and surpluses for this time of the year, but let's talk about the snowfall deficits and surpluses as well. Now we have deficits once again in the upper Yakima Basin, as we just haven't really had a lot of snowfall over the past few weeks. So now a deficit in the upper Yakima Basin, and the surpluses in the Natchez, Umatilla, and Walla Walla basins have certainly shrunk.
All right, it's now time for the best time of the week, Operation Best Friend Time. And Josh, who do we get to meet today?
We get to meet Cleo. Is that correct? Yeah,
Cleo.
A Border Collie mix who's about 1.5 years old. She has a soft spot for squeaky toys and ear scratches,
Same.
don't we all? Yeah, so take a look.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Houses, Christine Connolly Realtor, and by Manthite Group Cross Country Mortgage.
I'm with the Benton Franklin Humane Society, and today with me I have brought Cleo. Cleo's about a 1.5-year-old Border Collie mix, and she has been at the shelter for about 310 days. When she first got with us, she was an itty-bitty little baby, and she was still very shy. She didn't really like to go outside of her kennel. She was wary of new people, and she didn't really want to come out of her shell. She was very reserved, and she's just grown so much since then. She is still a little shy of strangers, but now it takes her a minute to warm up, and she's very bubbly and energetic and outgoing. She is still a puppy, so she is still working on her manners, but since she has been at the shelter for so long, we have been able to teach her some of her basic manners. She does know how to sit, we're working on stay, and she does know how to lay down sometimes, depending on her mood for the day. She is one of our playgroup dogs, and she does fantastic in playgroup. She's actually the dog that we use when we're testing or evaluating dogs to see if they get along with dogs. She does great at correcting other dogs if they're a little too rowdy. She does have a best friend at the shelter. His name is Riley. They play together almost every day. I actually think they might be boyfriend and girlfriend now with how much time they spend together. She is a volunteer favorite and a staff favorite as well. One of my favorite things about Cleo is that when she comes to greet you at her kennel door, she loves to bring you her favorite toy of the day. We switch out the toys every day for the dog, so that way they're continued to be mentally stimulated, and she loves to bring you whatever favorite toy that she has for that day. Usually it's her cactus toy or her little red ball, and you can see her at the shelter and she'll bring you her favorite toy. If you're interested in meeting Cleo, then you can stop by the shelter. We are open Tuesday through Sunday, 11 through 4.
My favorite part about that was that she likes to correct other dogs when they're being too rowdy. What a little prim and proper girly.
A little teacher's
sounds
pet.
like my older sister.
Yeah.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Trump administration announces that federal immigration authorities can now arrest people at churches and schools. We have the details and more stories coming up in your morning sprint. But first, Josh, what are you tracking?
A lot of cold weather and also a little potential for some snowfall for low elevation, very small potential for Friday, but I'll talk about that on the other side of the break.
And now a joke from Yolk's Fresh Market. What are dogs called in the winter? Chili dogs!
Kick off the new year with a great deal from Overturf Volkswagen. Save $3,500 off every new 2024 Volkswagen Tiguan on the lot. Or get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Shop online anytime at overturfvw.com. Overturf Volkswagen at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
I've always had an eye for opportunity. As a kid, I was hustling, selling candy, mowing lawns, you name it. That drive never left me. The first time I tasted crumble, it was clear to me this was more than just a cookie. From that moment, I knew this was a chance to bring the taste of something new to our neighborhood. But I couldn't do it alone. That's where Happel came in. With their support, I was able to secure the loan that brought Crumble to our community. Where do you credit union?
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $1,300 off, plus a free thermostat on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
It's our How to Thrive in 25 Longevity Week.
A lot of breathing.
And he's one of our best friends, Andy Cohen, plus Morris Chestnut.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Kraken, Capitals, Thursday night hockey at 6:30, Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Again, just to reiterate, it's cold out there. Teens and 20s up in the Cascades, teens for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, teens for the Lower Columbia Basin, low to mid 20s for the Blue Foothills, and we're the teens, 20s, and single digits in the Blue Mountains. So yeah, all of us need to bundle up, all of us probably needing to break out the ice scraper as well. A little bit later today, the sun's going to help us feel a little bit warmer, but the air temperature is still a few degrees below average for this time of the year with 30s and 40s. And then for tonight, overnight lows down into the low to mid 20s. So once again, all of us are going to have to take those steps to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. Winds starting to gust out of the south for the Blues, upwards of like 20 miles per hour, ahead of a storm system that will mainly have to deal with into the evening hours on Thursday. So Thursday throughout the day, clouds building, mostly dry, but we'll pick up the action around 7 p.m. on Thursday. And so for tomorrow night, we'll have small snow chances that'll start to impact I-90 from about 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. and then eventually spreading into the lower Yakima Valley, the lower Columbia Basin, the Blue Foothills, and the Blue Mountains after 10 p.m. This will continue into the wee hours of the morning on Friday. And just to reiterate, these are very small chances for snowfall. And to really underscore that point, here's some of the snowfall totals we're expecting from 10 p.m. on Thursday to 4 p.m. on Friday. This is subject to change, but you can kind of see the conundrum. It doesn't look like we're going to have that much snow across the map for higher elevations or for lower elevations. Now, the cold air is going to be in place. The problem is that the moisture is just really not going to be there with the storm system, as we're thinking that liquid water outputs from the storm system probably going to be less than 1/10 of an inch across the map. So a very dry forecast, not just for Friday, but a very dry forecast over the next 7 days. Also a pretty cold forecast, as we'll continue to keep it seasonal, if not about 5 degrees below average for the next 7 days. So cold and dry, that is really the big takeaway. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. A small chance of a snow shower for Friday, then brisk and dry after that. In Yakima, maybe a flurry or two on Friday, but will be sunny and cold for Saturday through Tuesday. In Ellensburg, the valley floor of the Kittitas Valley probably stays dry on Friday, and we'll keep it dry after that. In Hermiston, a little chance of a snow shower on Friday, then cold and dry for this weekend and beyond. And then for Walla Walla, maybe a snow shower or two for Friday, but then we'll keep it cold and calm for Saturday through Tuesday. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a major development in one of the NFL superstar burglary cases.
I feel like my privacy has been violated in more ways than one.
On December 9th, Burrow was on the field for the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football for all the world to see.
Burrow, sideline, chase, spin, touchdown Bengals!
While Burrow was playing, his home was ransacked. A bedroom window shattered. Now, 4 Chilean nationals facing charges after they were apprehended by an Ohio State highway patrolman who spotted suspicious luggage being carried to a vehicle outside a hotel, according to court records. The officer pulling the car over. 3 of the 4 men inside allegedly presenting fake IDs. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more on the suspects and whether it's potentially linked to any of the other unsolved athlete burglaries. With your GMA First Look, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News, New York.
Asthma. Does it have you missing out on what you love with who you love? It's time to get back out there with Fasenra. Fasenra is an add-on treatment for eosinophilic asthma that is taken once every 8 weeks and can also be taken conveniently at home. Fasenra helps prevent asthma attacks. Most patients did not have an attack in the first year. Fasenra is proven to help you breathe better so you can get back to doing day-to-day activities. Fasenra is not for sudden breathing problems. Serious allergic reactions may occur. Get help for swelling of your face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Don't stop asthma treatments without talking with your doctor. Tell your doctor if your asthma worsens or you have a parasitic infection. Headache and sore throat may occur. Get back to better breathing. Get back to what you've missed. Ask your doctor about Fasenra, the only asthma treatment taken once every 8 weeks. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 6:51. It's time for your morning sprint. We're going to start off with your national headlines. President Donald Trump says he's preparing to slap more tariffs on China. The higher taxes on imports could happen as early as next week. China is the U.S.'s second biggest trading partner. On Monday, he threatened 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada. He's also signed an executive order banning diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the federal government effective immediately. The White House says all DEI workers are on paid administrative leave, and all federal agencies have to remove DEI websites as well as cancel all training related to the initiative. The programs are those that seek to provide a more fair work environment for minority workers and job candidates. And federal immigration authorities can now arrest people at churches and schools. That's according to a statement from the Trump administration saying it will not tie the hands of law enforcement, but will trust them to use common sense. Back in 2011, Immigration and Customs Enforcement set a policy preventing agents from arresting people in sensitive locations. The Biden administration issued similar guidance. A directive has also been issued to phase out parole programs that allowed certain migrants to temporarily live and work in the U.S. And Netflix announces it's raising prices on its subscription plans in the U.S. and Canada. The standard monthly membership without ads will increase to $17.99 from $15.49, while a standard account with ads will rise $1 to $7.99. The highest premium plan will increase by $2 to $24.99, and this comes after the platform's biggest jump ever in subscribers, with 19 million new subscribers in the last quarter of 2024. And the Trump administration has ordered federal health agencies to pause external communications. Sources say that includes regular scientific reports, updates to websites, and health advisories. America's health agencies include the CDC, the FDA, and NIH, and they release food recalls, drug and medical device approvals, and evolving public health threats. The order came without warning, with little guidelines and no information on how long the pause will last. Now we go to your top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning. The man suspected of armed robbery and shooting at Pasco police had his first appearance in court. 37-year-old Jose Antonio Herrera is facing 2 charges of assault and 1 charge of robbery. His bail is set at $500,000 and his next court appearance is on the 28th. And now a glimpse into what Pasco, BCFD1, and Walla Walla County fire crews have been working on while on standby for the Palisades fire in California. They've spent time in neighborhoods bordering the fire footprint, educating residents about fire safety. And more winds are forecasted to hit the area today, so crews are staged in an area where they can quickly respond to any new fires. Washington's Attorney General plans to sue the Trump administration over the president's executive order seeking to end birthright citizenship. AG Nick Brown's lawsuit comes just 24 hours after President Trump took office. The 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution codified birthright citizenship in 1868. And concerns are mounting in Sunnyside about possible immigration raids. However, City Manager Mike Gonzalez says that's simply not happening. He says the police department is not doing any immigration enforcement and is not coordinating with ICE on any kind of raid in the city. He says City Council, the administration, and police department will stay committed to making sure everyone is safe regardless of immigration status. And February special election ballots will be mailed out later this afternoon in Benton County. The Benton County Auditor's Office says ballots must be postmarked or returned on or before Election Day, which is February 11th. No postage is necessary if you use the USPS system. And if you are not registered to vote, you can do so up until 8 p.m. Election Day by appearing in person at the Benton County Auditor's Office in Kennewick or the Prosser Courthouse. And trending now, so we told you earlier about the one-in-a-generation snowstorm that's hitting the south, and now we're going to show you some videos of people making the most of it.
It's rare in the south, with many people seeing snow for the first time ever.
So first up on your screen, you can see a man seen skiing or trying to ski down Bourbon Street in New Orleans, a historic French Quarter.
Next, some animals from the zoo experiencing snow for the first time.
And you could see one of the animals put their paw in the snow and kind of shake it off. And also in the video, some folks in New Orleans rigging a pedicab into a sled. And this was also on Bourbon Street.
Also, you can see first responders in Houston partaking in a snowball fight.
Love to see that happen. And lastly, about to pop up on your screen, a 26-year-old in Florida shared a video to TikTok sharing her excitement about her first snowstorm.
In the videos, she says this was her first time experiencing, quote, real snow. You can see her dog licking snow off the ground. Hopefully not the yellow snow, though.
Not the yellow snow, and the dog did not look amused, but I think that's just the dog's face.
Yeah.
And we talked about this, but snow is rare in the South, which is where we're both from. But are we going to be seeing that here anytime soon?
Well, listen. In the Tri-Cities, we still haven't had snow this season.
Yeah, we haven't.
So isn't it incredible that in the Southeast, they've seen more snow than Southeast Washington?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I know people are getting a little antsy. I feel it.
I'm okay with not having it.
So let's talk about the cold. The cold air is certainly in place as we're into the teens and 20s up in the Cascades. Really teens and 20s across the map this morning, except for Cabbage Hill, a nice toasty 4 degrees. Visibility looking pretty good across the map, so hopefully we can continue that good momentum throughout the rest of this morning. A little bit later today, more sunshine. That's the good news. The bad news is that highs will still be a few degrees below average for this time of the year with 30s and 40s. We'll have a similar forecast for tomorrow, probably a little bit less sunshine, and then that low-end chance for some low elevation snow on Friday, probably less than an inch, if that.
And the most important thing you said today, Josh, was don't lick the yellow snow.
Don't lick the yellow snow. Don't.
Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com.
Good Morning America is up next, and we'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.